Morning friends, we are in the backyard just trying to take care of a few branches. In today's video I wanted to show you a little end of July tour from our under an acre backyard homestead, but first of course we needed to get some maintenance done. So big shout to Cece for sending over this mini chainsaw. My husband's going to try it out for you here. I will have everything linked in the description box for you, but it has been really helpful around the yard for these small sticks and branches. Today we are out here in the garden. I just got hit with a cobweb. We are out here in the garden and I just wanted to give you a quick little end of July garden tour before we move into August. We have so much going on and I have been considering trying to batch prep content because this baby is arriving fast, so we will see what happens with it. But I did want to go through the garden through some of the animals. We've seen that lately, but then I also wanted, the kids are playing outside, I also wanted to go through some medicinals that I've been foraging for in our woods and our yard here, and then I was just going to voice over what they're good for essentially. So if you are new to herbalism, all you need to do is look in your backyard or maybe even get to a state park. Okay, got cut off there. So I know a lot of people are fearful of chemical pesticides, things like that, that are sprayed alongside of the road. So yes, major roadways I would steer clear of, but if you're going into some of those state parks or some of those state game lands, a lot of them are maintained. I have a quality, very close to me source that they are maintained with special practices, not special practices, but I guess respectful practices. A lot of times they're not really planting a lot of invasives in that area, and it's maintained by simple weeding and mowing down a lot of those issues that are alongside of the trails. And I sit down in hopes that I don't walk into another cobweb, but if you're ever considering this type of foraging, I encourage you to reach out to whoever maintains those offices. I have always been fearful of chatting with people about this kind of thing and them lying, but you will see. Reaching out to community members and what are they doing? People that, that work with your local governments shouldn't be this scary thing. A lot of people that are in local government are there for great reason, and a lot of them are like-minded. So I encourage you to check it out, but that is my long-winded intro to say welcome. And if you're new, we would love it if you hit the subscribe button. My name is Tori. I am a wife, mother to almost 4, and we are trying to make it work on under an acre here in rural Pennsylvania. Okay, wow, have to be forward with you. Looking back on that footage, I did get a little bit of fluids put into me today, so I'm looking a bit extra puffy / tired. I do apologize, but I want to be transparent with you. Pregnancy's good, baby's good. It's just I've struggled with this 4th, so maybe I'll open up with that, or open up to that. But starting off strong, we have our TP trellis, our PTP trellis, and we have some beans coming through, but it's just been taken over by that Thunderbergia, and I'm not complaining. I don't mind, but I love how it just kind of made its way up. It is made with bamboo here, and we did Dollar Tree buckets, or planters, and then we did some seeds from Baker Creek and the Dollar Tree. So yes, while I'm sitting here being comfy, I did add some more flowers to, they are fine, by the way. If you hear screaming, they're just rolling down the hill. I did add some flowers, and I wanted to add some sweet potato vine and maybe some vinca vine just to have it kind of trellis down. And then I am planting loofahs in these bins here, and I thought that would be super fun. So here are some chickens. There is a sapphire gem there. That's Pearl. Then we have Squints. Wendy is the loud one. And then we have our 2 roans here, and they're super beautiful. I think I have a male whose head is turning, Wendy, stop it, whose head is turning green, and then I have a female. So I have 2 males and 2 females, and yeah, I'm noticing their coop doors shut. So I will have to fix that. But Smokey, our rooster's right there. We have our barred rocks. We have an Isa Brown and a golden comet. And then we just have those olive eggers there, which are super cute. I really love them. If you're new here, this is a new coop enclosure that I've put together. I really enjoy it. My chickens don't free range without me, so this is a nice spot for them to hang out sometimes. And then I have a greenhouse there that held my turkeys. I'm going to take these areas out, and I'm just going to be putting rows of plants in movable buckets. So things like that, and fabric bags, grow bags, things like that. And I'm going to line it so 1 row down the middle and then 1 on each side, just so I can walk through. Over here, we have marigolds. This is my son's garden, but he's having a ball with his sister over there, so I'm not going to bother him. We have watermelon, we have greens, we have turnips in that little container. We have some corn, sage, bell pepper, tomatoes. It's just, there's so much happening in here. We have dill that I'm going to use for some pickles, and we have some apple trees that are kind of in these buckets here, and over here we just used some seeds from the grocery store that we sprouted, so they're looking good. We have carrots here, a random basil plant that I just noticed, and these are cucumber plants as well as squash plants and pumpkin plants. So we have English style cucumber, as you can see, and a lot of people ask how they grow. They just kind of droop down there, and if I do get a larger pumpkin, then I will tie it up with a bag. A lot of people have been asking me about lantern flies, and here's one right here. I'll try, no, I can't zoom. I'll zoom in this way, but whoop, you can kind of see it go away here. So yes, they're very annoying, and they're trying to kill my plants. It's a constant battle between them and I, but I'll take them to squash bugs, because squash bugs really are just the bane of my existence. Knock on wood, I haven't had any. We have sunflowers here, raspberry, blackberry, some vinca vine, and thyme. And then down here we have some of our blue lake, our bush beans, and some pole beans. We have a little bit of carrot in here. I'm seeing they must have just drifted. I didn't plant any. I have corn as well as broccoli. I have some beets and some oregano and rosemary. Just some essential medicinals that we use a lot for medicinals during the winter time, honestly. And then we have some sugar snap peas. Over here, we just have some hanging baskets, nothing important. Lavender, literally everywhere, as long as I can grow it. Gomez the turkey. Hey, buddy. How you doing? How you doing? He's in his new coop and loving it. He is such a lover. If you ever wanted an outdoor pet that loves you back, turkeys are a must. And that's Tish. She has K-leg if you're new here. So it's a gene kind of mutation, I guess. I'm not really sure if mutation is a correct word, but her joint like bends out. It's not a lot we can do, but keep her comfortable. So that's what we're doing. She's sweet. Gomez brings her food and puts his head underneath her head, so he's a good lover for her. And then as you can see, it's pretty overgrown here. I just asked my husband to allow me to do that, just so I can forage a few things before we kind of mow it down at this point. So that's what we were taking care of in the garden today and these areas here, because my son loves to ride his bike down here. I like to forage, and some sticks were getting out of hand. So yes, I will go over some of these areas and some of these plants and what they're good for and what we use them for. So stay tuned for that. We have basically the same thing on this side, except for more green beans. We have arugula in here as well as some kale. And then we did hardy brassicas like broccoli. I didn't do any cauliflower this year. We just don't really eat much of it. And I was on a path to just do what we eat. And then same thing over in this area as what was described over here. And then just some mammoth sunflowers. Our tomatoes are really doing great. I went through and kind of thinned some of the dead stuff on the bottom. I don't want to get any blight on my plants. And if there's not any airflow, I've found that my tomato varieties really are susceptible to blight. So we don't do that. And then over here we have comfrey, which is great for a warm compress. We have lavender, great for anything. We have a butterfly bush here to attract some pollinators, and we have pennyroyal. I just take a little bit of this off and I rub it on my legs and my arms, and it's a great natural pest deterrent, but it's not something that you should ingest. It's really not good for you. Our digestive process is really what sets it off, and it becomes extremely toxic. So don't eat it, but it's great topically. We have some yarrow there for bleed stop. My kids reach for that over a Band-Aid, and it gives me that proud mom feeling. We have aloe, and aloe is great for stomach aches, if you didn't know, as well as skin conditions. We have chamomile. I pop the tops off every night and put it into my nighttime tea. And then lemon balm, of course, is an essential. Pineapple sage will bloom like a crimson color or a pink, depending on what variety you have. I believe mine is crimson, and it's great for anxiety. We have basil here for more tomato sauce, and some sad-looking dill. We have chamomile, as well as some nasturtium, which usually I infuse into my salt, and I make like a pepper salt, but I think this year I'm going to infuse it into an oil and use it for something topically. I'm not sure, maybe a body lotion. So yeah, that's pretty much it for these areas in the garden itself, stuff that we intentionally planted. But now I wanted to go through some of my actual yard and show you some medicinals that just grow freely. When we first moved here, I mentioned they're okay. When I first moved here, I mentioned that I sent a soil sample into the extension office just to test for pesticides, which is something that's important to me. And our land checked out. It just wasn't lived in. It wasn't used for a solid 10 years. So I think that's where we got off the hook. But it's something that you should look into. A lot of people maintain and manicure their yards with pesticides. No judgment if you do it. It's just not something that I'm into, because we utilize our land and we ingest a lot of the plants. So yeah, that's my little spiel for today. I will take you around and show you what the haps is.
I wake up from the sunshine on my face, so dehydrated, don't know what to say. Who's sleeping by my side? What did I do last night? Can someone make this headache go away? Yesterday was supposed to be quiet, being to myself and sit in silence, until I got a call. My friend showed up at my door. They wanted me to go out for a while. We were dancing in the dark, with a feeling in our eyes. Felt like we had it all. We were dancing in the dark. We were dancing in the dark. Wow, oh, 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 oh. Every morning after feels the same. I know I only have myself to blame for drinking way too much. I guess I got caught up. Can someone make this headache go